I know some things that you don't know. I know some things that you don't
Hello, and welcome to Cup of Taboo, where I talk about everything that your grandparents, parents, friends, and everyone else thinks are taboo. And today I will be talking about dating apps because let's just be honest, a lot of people don't like them. I have got a guest, Deets.
Hello,
Please introduce yourself.
my name's Detlef Smith, and we're shooting in my studio today.
Yeah, he owns a podcast studio. Well, sound studio.
What must I say? Is it like introduce myself like in dating apps? Hi, my name's Detlef, 30 years old.
Yes, that's exactly right.
I love cats and dogs.
Yeah,
and long walks on the beach.
and a row of emojis.
And a row of emojis. And I don't want any smokers or girls who. What can be? What can be a funny? Have you seen those people that says no smokers?
Yeah, like no smokers, no drinkers. You have to come to gym with me, kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
I was like, so you make yourself seem like
What is the
worst.
weirdest thing you've seen? What guys would like in a woman, or one of the red flags they would say?
Oh, I feel like I've been put on the spot. I have seen that, I have seen no fat chicks before.
Really?
Yeah.
But why would he swipe if to a fat chick if
If
it
it-
says no fat
Uh,
chick? Defeats the purpose.
I don't think people think often.
If you're gonna be dumb, you gotta be tough.
Exactly, you're gonna be strong. So I don't know. Like that's one of the things. There's also been there has definitely been quite a few no smoking, no drinking, no any of this. You have to be fit. You've got to be ready to.
A new one I've seen is you need to be vaxxed.
Oh yes. That's another one that I've seen where it says if you are vaxxed, swipe left. So the
Oh, is it?
anti-vaxxers. Yeah.
Oh, what a fun party!
Yeah, woo. But I have seen a lot of people will put their vax status. So like they'll put their vaxxed with like a little injection emoji,
Oh yeah.
and it's become a very popular thing, and it's very irritating because
Yeah, I don't think it's something that would bother me. I mean, it wouldn't change your personality. What if you're
would it?
Yeah, what if you're boring and uninteresting, but at least you're vaxxed?
Exactly. Maybe the vax is what would boost that.
Enhance you.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you hear a bit of ice clicking in
Drinking.
glasses, we are having some refreshments.
Yeah, we're drinking because I need confidence.
Yes, and it's one day after Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it's why the drinks are pink.
Yeah.
It's a Valentine's drink, an anti-Valentine's for me. Cheers.
Same here, same here.
If you listened to my episode last night, you would hear all about it. So,
Ooh. I haven't listened to it. Is it depressing?
kind of
Ah,
a little bit depends. So-
okay.
So anyway, yeah. So Deets and I met on a dating app. We met on Tinder, and we both sort of had a bio that mentioned podcasts. Mine mentioned having a podcast. His mentioned having a podcast studio, and we kind of started talking about it and decided we were going to make an
Here
episode.
we are.
Yeah, and the rest is history.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm glad you decided to bring someone from the opposite sex to your podcast to
Oh.
give my my input as a male.
So
in
your
this world.
experiences
Oh, yeah.
on these wonderful, wonderful places that we try and find people to bang.
These empty black holes.
Exactly. So how long have you been on apps?
I'd say on and off about 5 to 6 years
How often do you find love? It doesn't have to be true love, just love.
on the apps.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How
Maybe
many
once every 2 years.
how many relationships, like full-on relationships, have you had?
Like I've never had like full on relationships. I've had like say 3 months dating. That kind of, and I wouldn't say dating, official Facebook official. It's just going out together and stuff like that. So yeah, maybe just 2.
Okay.
And
And then
yourself?
I've been on it forever, pretty much since I can remember. I think I've been on it since 2013, around about there. And if I'm being honest, almost every single one of my past 5 boyfriends have been from the apps,
Really?
and none of them have turned out very well. So.
Turned it out very well. Oh,
No.
well, that's bad pun, sorry. So, yeah, well, my sister and her husband met on Tinder, and there's a few stories of people meeting on Tinder and then.
Yeah. I mean, I've encountered quite a lot of success stories. But I think it also depends where you are in your life and where the person is that you meet. Because I mean, there's so many options. You like, I think it's a circumstance thing.
Do you think there should be like a pre-app before Tinder or any of the dating apps where are you looking for someone to love or to meet, or are you looking for someone to blow off steam off or try to help you in your depressing or psychiatric ways? Maybe there should be an app that first test,
Psychoanalyzes you.
first test what do you really need.
I like that.
I think let's make an
Let's
app.
do it. I can't program for shit,
Silicon
though, so-
Valley.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, because I think
Because they've got the options to choose. What are you looking for? And then you can choose their love, friendship.
I don't think you can choose. I need someone to help me with my psychological issues.
No, you can't choose that. But I'm saying is like a lot of people put there that they're looking for love, when in actual fact they're just looking for someone to sleep with.
Well, isn't that the friends option too?
Yeah, it's same thing. You know, I think that most people are looking for someone to sleep with, but they'll put their other options. If you
I think the older you get, yes. The younger you are, I think that's just trying really to find someone to love.
Oh, shame. Sweet summer children. Little do they know.
No,
Sorry, I'm feeling extra, like, anti-love today.
because of Valentine's Day.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know.
How many? Where were you? 14th of Feb 2021. Were you out with a boyfriend, or was it another night of drinking and crying?
There was no crying last night, just so you know.
Okay.
Just drinking. No, I was with an ex. Well, my ex. So I believe we were probably at home. I can't remember. It was
He
spectacular.
didn't take you out, or did he cook for you at least?
I can't remember.
Well, then it probably wasn't that important or that memorable.
His mom listens to the podcast, so I don't want to say too much.
Okay. Sorry, Mom.
Sorry. But I really do not remember. Like, I can't remember a lot of things from last year at all. I think I've blocked most of them out.
Oh, well, that happens too.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, when I moved to Cape Town, I jumped straight onto the apps because I didn't know anyone. So I was like, sweet, I'm going to just jump on and try and meet people. And as I got here, I met a couple guys that were really nice. Like, you know, good looking, fun, had a good time. Then I met someone that was super sweet, really, really a nice guy. And we ended up getting into a relationship. Like, it was like a couple months into being in Cape Town. And I then stuck with him for like a year and a half, year and a bit.
Sure, that's quite long, huh?
Yeah, it's very long. And then we broke up in the like hard lockdown because anyway.
I think there's a lot of relationships that crashed and burned in the hard lockdown.
Yeah, I
It's-
think a lot of
There we actually
you
kinda
realize.
find out who this guy or this girl is.
No, exactly. Yeah. So then after that, very shortly after that, I met my ex, also on an app, and we just moved way too quickly. Like, it was just way too fast. So I haven't really had a chance to just like enjoy being single in Cape Town.
Yeah, I mean, and the older you get, the more difficult that is as well. It's not that fun to be single for too long.
Yeah, no. Look,
Especially when you want to go out, you want to share or experiences with someone. I know last year I've traveled through France
Oh.
and the Netherlands, and I traveled with friends here and there, but certain places I had to go out alone, and then you're just like standing at the harbor, and you're like, nice, isn't it?
Oh,
And you're like, yeah, it's nice.
you're making me so sad.
Yeah, but that's one of the unfortunate things about it. But I can understand what you're saying is just you need some time off for a while, and you learn a lot about yourself if you're single for a while.
No, 100%. Like, I mean,
So-
before I came to Cape Town, I was single for quite a while. So that was nice. And I loved it. I enjoy being single. I'm quite good at being by myself.
Is it? Yeah, me too. Because originally, before I came to Cape Town, I managed farms, and the closest town was 60 kilometers away. So you really learn to be alone, and there's no signal there either.
Okay, no, you see, that's
So
quite
I
easy
think
to go.
it kind of makes you crazy after a while.
Yeah, no
If you
wonder.
started finding impalas a bit more attractive than the day before.
No, that's when you know you should stop. You got to go to the shops?
Yeah, back to town for a while now.
Oh, that's hysterical. That's so funny. But yeah, okay, so we've established we've both been on the apps for quite some time. Which one's your favorite?
I'd say Hinge. Reasons being, it's more effective. You can instantly see when someone likes you, or when you like someone, they instantly find out. For instance, on Tinder, if you swipe right, that person is going to instantly know that you've swiped right.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you run through and match, everybody knows how the algorithm works. But Hinge, it's a bit more sophisticated people. I don't know if it's part of the algorithm or it is from person to person. Because if it's part of the algorithm, they look at you, they're like, Deets is going to like these type of girls. With that being said, Hinge does this. Sometimes they provide you with someone. They say, yeah, we kind of have the same like things you like. And then you look at that person, you're like, Hinge,
You are so
you failed
incorrect.
me today.
But do you not ever wonder that maybe Hinge knows something that you don't? Maybe Hinge knows.
Yeah. Oh,
You
these
guys would
days,
make a wonderful couple.
I'm not sure. Some days, yeah. But yeah, I'd say Hinge, it's a bit more sophisticated people. After that, I'd say Bumble, because the girl needs to talk first. And then Tinder, and then Kur, which is
All the
Afrikaans
way at the
dating app.
bottom.
Yeah, I mean,
It's cock.
yeah, it's very bad.
Yeah, no, I haven't come across you on Hinge or Bumble at all.
Is it?
No.
Well, as I said, I'm on and off of it. Like, what would happen if I'm out of likes and like no matches for a day and a half? I'm like, deleting this app.
reinstall.
It's not working. Something's wrong with the app.
Must be that.
Yeah, there's an error in the app. I'm not getting matches. Maybe I should just reinstall it or something.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I do the same. Although this has been the longest that I've kept apps. I haven't really been on them, but I've kept them. I don't know why. I haven't deleted them yet. Like, they're there. And I don't know why I haven't deleted it. It's
Well, you obviously still go on them, don't you?
not that often. Like,
Is
I go
it?
on every, 3 or 4 days. And then I see that there's a couple messages because I turn all the notifications off on my phone.
Yeah.
So then I see there's, a bunch of messages. And then I get overwhelmed. And I freak out. And then I just go off again without responding to anyone.
Yeah, that happens a lot as well, especially if you have more than one app going.
Yeah.
And if more than one matches, and you're like, oh, there's too many people to talk to. And
I was like, I don't have time for this. And then I also sometimes worry. I don't know if this is just a social anxiety thing where I've seen a guy on one app and I've matched with him. Then I see him on another app and I don't want to seem too desperate. So I won't swipe right on the other app because I don't want to seem like I'm desperate.
I've had that before as well, matching same girl twice
Yeah.
or on the different apps. And then I don't know which one. I just tell her, okay, let's just go to Instagram or WhatsApp or whatever. Because
How quickly does it take you to do that? Quite quickly, apparently.
I'd say 2 days or 3
Okay.
days at least, or no, at max, because what would happen is it gets diluted, the conversations on these apps. But with that being said, when you go on WhatsApp, depending on how the person is, they might need a lot of more attention because now they can see you've been online and when last you've been online and
That you've read the message.
yeah, exactly. So on Tinder or on the dating apps, they don't really know. So you can kind of avoid them if you're busy or whatever.
But it's also difficult to speak to people over text at all times. It's annoying.
It is. I think that's one of the fun things about Hinge's voice notes. Voice notes at least makes it a lot better than texting because you can hear the tone of the voice. If this is a joke, if this person is serious or whatever. Whilst on Tinder and Bumble, well, I'm not sure. Does Bumble have voice notes?
Yeah, Bumble's got voice notes.
Oh, but yeah.
Tinder doesn't. But
Yeah.
I like the GIFs. Because a GIF,
Do you talking GIFs
obviously.
and memes?
Obviously. That's my
Nice.
love language, GIFs and memes. That's how I talk to people.
That's also one of the notes girls like to point out is send me dank memes. Then
Do
I like
people
you.
use the word dank?
I suppose so.
I don't think I've ever used the word
Yeah,
dank
but
in
isn't
my
that the best adjective for meme? Dank?
I'm not
Can't
a
say
young
send
person. I
me-
don't know.
Funny or great?
Send me lovely memes.
Yeah.
Send me some memes of some llamas, please.
Yeah. So I think dank is just the adjective for it.
No, that's such a youthful way of speaking, though. Like, I'm a millennial, and I do not speak like that. That's very Gen Z, I feel.
I think I'm a millennial as well. I can't remember.
Yes, you are.
Is it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you
What's
are.
before millennials?
Flip, what were they called? They're
Baby-
not boomers.
baby boomers.
No, boomers. It's boomer something then us,
You should. Well,
I think.
whatever. It's just another category to place people in.
I'm okay with being a millennial. It kind of gives me an excuse to be sad. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Wow.
I'm not depressed, I promise.
You've heard it from her first. I've never heard anybody saying that I'm a millennial gives me reason to be sad.
Well, no, it gives me an excuse. Think about it. Millennials are the saddest generation because we're the
yeah,
ones who are
depressed.
struggling the most.
Yeah, no, definitely. We're all a bit depressed in some way or another.
And it's okay. It's okay. It's totally fine. We make good jokes out of it.
And we're old enough to buy alcohol, so
There
we-
you go.
we-
There you go.
we fight the depression off with the alcohol.
We do. We do. And I mean, I'm approaching my 30s fast and furious, so that's just terrifying.
How old are you now?
28.
Well, I'm turning 31, so
Oh, shit. When's your birthday?
in July.
Oh, you're
I'm
Leo.
a Leo, yeah.
Oh, same.
Really?
I'm
Oh.
August.
Oh, okay, cool.
August Leo.
Do you believe in astrology?
I don't know enough about it to say whether I do or don't. I love hearing about it. I'll never shoot anyone's religion or beliefs or anything down because I like to hear about it. But I do not know anything at all. I know I'm a Leo, which means I'm supposed to have good hair.
Really?
Supposedly. According to like the Cosmo back in the day. Yeah.
Cosmopolitan.
Do you believe in it? Do you believe in anything?
Yeah.
I know they say you should never speak about religion, sex, and politics, but here we are.
No, I'm Christian, born and bred. I'm Afrikaans, Afrikaner,
yeah.
so that's
It's
just
kind of just who you are.
that's just how it goes. Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't believe in astrology. What weird stuff are there out there that I don't? I believe in vaccination, but if you don't want to get vaxxed, it's fine.
Just
Whatever.
don't push it on anyone
I think
else.
that is, this anti-vax has really become a problem because it's actually breaking up relationships.
Oh, yeah.
In a sense, like I have friends, well, they're now ex-friends who tell me, oh, you've got vax, so we're not really friends anymore. That type of thing. And you're like,
What's their excuse? Like, why don't they like it? Is it because
well,
of
because it's
beliefs?
not really been tested and it's microchips and who knows. But
I mean, if I got a microchip inserted, I'd be pretty happy.
I
like,
hope
tell me where I'm
I hope I had a
malfunctioning.
good one in.
Yeah, if it
Like an
can,
expensive one.
if it can do like a diagnostic to be like, P.S. Your liver is not so happy. Please take an essential.
Well, that could be a great perk.
Exactly. Also, like, I am so uninteresting. I don't see why anyone would want to follow me, which is why I'm totally okay if there is a microchip in me
Yeah.
because
Look, to be honest, your phone is already a microchip and you're carrying it around with you 24/7, and
Yes.
it is being tracked by most apps.
Okay, and let me quickly tell you a nightmare story that happened to me recently, a couple days ago. So on Kur, the Afrikaans dating us. So I decided I was gonna date an Afrikaans man. Like I'm like, this is what I'm gonna do. I've never really dated an Afrikaans man. Like that's my next project. And I-
Avoid.
I was like, you know what, Afrikaans, because I'm technically Afrikaans, half
Yeah.
Afrikaans. So I was like, you know what, Afrikaans men seem lovely. They have values, they're sweet, they're kind, yada, yada, yada.
You can fix things.
They can fix things, they can make a lekker braai,
Yeah.
you know? So I was like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find a nice Afrikaans man, and this is where I'm going to go. So I went on to Koer, and I started Koering around there.
Is
And
that the term? Kuring.
I don't know.
You know what kur means in English? Chirping.
Yeah, so
basically.
it's the the dove noise.
Wow.
Did you not listen to your phone when you got a boodskap?
A message.
Yeah.
No. What sound
So
does it make?
If my
Like a
phone
dove.
doesn't, yeah, literally like a little dove. So with my phone, that's
like
not
that.
a dove.
Ooh, ooh, that's an owl.
It's an owl. It's
I don't know how doves make.
ooh, wait.
Wow.
Oh, something like that, you know. I'm not proficient in bird noises. Or
No. You can scare off all the birds. Maybe it's your mating call.
it's definitely not.
Go to next time. Just go to a bar and go. How did you,
Chewbacca.
how did you make the kur call?
Oh,
Yeah, I think
oh,
what you should
there, I
do.
did it.
What you should do is next time go to a bar and then stand next to a guy at a bar and then tap him on the shoulder and just make that noise and see what happens.
I'm gonna get punched in the nose. That's what's gonna happen.
Why? What a guy punch you for doing that?
If somebody could in my ear,
No, but obviously guys doesn't punch girls. But just see the reactions.
yeah, no, it's okay. I don't like rejection. So anyway, let me get back to the story. So I'm now on this silly little app where there's not much going on, and there's this guy who's younger than me by quite a lot. So I was like, oh, I can be a cougar, no problem. Like, give me 26-year-old Becca.
Is he 26?
Yes.
Oh man, that's not really
He's
you
the same
making
age as my
cougar.
brother, which freaks me out. Like, I'm like,
And you're 28.
turning 29.
Oh, it's not that bad. Anyway, yeah.
It's not that bad, I know, but anyway. So I was like, he's alright, he's not so bad. So send a message or whatever, and then after like 3 or 4 days of talking on Koer, but like sending long messages, it was like getting a bit much. So I was like, listen, are you comfortable with moving over to WhatsApp so we can just voice note each other? It's a lot easier. So he said, okay, cool. I've stalked you enough to know that you're not a problem. So I say, okay, no, cool. So when I get onto WhatsApp, I'm like, you stalked me? What, like, give me your surname so I can stalk you too, kind of thing, you know? So he was like, yeah. So he starts saying, yeah, Miss Thompson, yada, yada, yada. So I was like, okay, you're approaching this very weirdly, very creepily, very oddly, but sure. So he's like, yeah, I could probably tell you where you live. So then I sent something to him, and I was like, this is getting weird now. And he says to me, yeah, I'm not on social media. The only one that you'll find me on is LinkedIn. So you can't even stalk me. So I said, okay, weird.
What a strange guy.
Very odd. And then he mentions my roommate's name, which I had never, ever said to him. So I was like, how the hell did you know her name and her surname?
Well, she was probably tagged in one of your photos.
So then I went onto my Facebook and my Instagram because she's very, like, private. And she's not on any of my Instagram or Facebook, like, tags. But her and I have been on doing a lot of Strava events together. So he even went onto my Strava,
How's Strava?
a fitness app.
Oh,
So it's like a fitness Facebook. So you track,
for what?
it's for you to track your exercises and stuff.
And
then
invite
people,
friends.
no, and then people give you kudos.
Oh my
They give you like a
goodness.
thumbs up for like, well done.
Wow.
Okay, listen, I'm trying to get fit, and if this is the way that I do it, then
Well,
so
if
be
it works, it works. Who knows?
So he went on there, he saw her name, her surname. He then says to me, I can probably calculate your body weight if I have a look at your heart, if I have a look at the distance you ran, the time that you ran it, and your heart rate when you ran it.
And
I'm
was
like,
he accurate?
He didn't do it. I said, please stop. So
Oh.
eventually I was like, just stop it. So then he has the audacity to say to me, yeah, listen, you're not really my type, I don't think. You're not really my cup of tea, but let's have a drink. And I was like, huh?
What a strange guy. I mean, what does he think there are girls that are attracted to him finding out information about them?
I don't,
So
honestly,
what girl is going to be like, oh, He's smart.
Ooh.
He knows
Tell
how
me
to.
more about
He
myself.
knows how to research.
Well, maybe you think, oh, maybe he'll be able to read your mind to know what you
Can you
want.
imagine dating that guy?
No.
He's probably tracking your phone, following you around. If you say, "No, I'm just going to the gym," he's 3 cars behind, following, making sure you're going to the gym. Maybe sitting around with a camera with a big lens. That's basically what's going to happen.
What if he's not doing that right now?
Uh,
I don't see anyone
well.
with a camera.
I have big lenses as well, so see if we can find him.
So yeah, anyway, that's my thing. I'm a little bit freaked out by that. So just a note to any men listening to this: don't do that, please.
Yeah, I mean,
It's creepy.
never admit to stalking a girl. Or if you do, do it like in a
Cute way.
cute way. Like, I've stalked you a bit. You look good on Instagram, whatever.
I
But-
stalked you before I met you.
Yeah, but
for safety.
Instagram stalking is fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, finding out your body weight and your roommates and I mean, what the hell?
creepy.
And kind of showing it off. I mean,
Yeah,
man.
look, and also like as a chick to do it for safety, you go on, you literally make sure that the profile is there, maybe look at a few photos, and then you leave. That's it. Like you don't ever talk about it unless you know you're making a joke or whatever.
Yeah, you just be cute about it and like use it in a flirtish way. But I mean, showing it off.
I stalked your Instagram. Is that a flirtish way? I'm not good at flirting, so
Yeah, so yeah, well, with your cooing sounds, I can imagine. Any case, so what would you say is another no-no for guys on dating apps?
do not have photos with fish. Number 1.
Oh shit! I have to delete like 3 photos now.
I don't know why men seem to think that. Okay, maybe for a lot of the people that I know, the fishing photos are weird, kind of off-putting. Also, hunting photos. I know a lot of like if somebody's gonna hunt, but I know a lot of women don't like it.
The majority of women.
Yeah, majority. Even if they are not vegan, vegetarian, whatever, they don't like to see it. Nobody really. I don't think no
want
one.
to see a dead animal on a dating site.
It's weird, and a lot of guys have that, and it's like,
Yeah, keep that photos for the guys or whatever.
for your boys.
Yeah, the boys. Great.
Show the boys. So yeah, that's that. And then I would say
No fishing photos, no hunting photos.
no fishing photos, no hunting photos, and please put like recent photos that are not pixelated and taken on a BlackBerry.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I've seen a few photos. I'm like, where do you still buy a phone that can take such bad photos?
I'm pretty sure it just means that the photos were taken that long ago, and they don't have any good photos now.
Yeah, probably.
Because I mean,
It is probably in some way catfishing them.
it is catfishing. There's a guy that I've seen multiple times who has got a bunch of pictures up where he looks gorgeous. He's a beautiful man, and he also then puts his Instagram handle in his bio. So I was like, cool. Let me go stalk him on Instagram. This guy has picked up probably 300 kg since he took all those photos, and it's like I'm not like being funny or anything, but like just use your recent photos. There are people out there who like everything. Don't try and pretend like you're something you're not.
Yeah, definitely.
Like don't do that. So anyway, yeah, good.
I mean,
quality
I have a
photos.
friend who basically just likes older women. He is now 30, and I don't think he goes younger than 45.
I mean, good for him. He knows what he wants.
Yeah. So, any older ladies out there, just have recent photos.
Yes. Anybody, just have photos that are an accurate representation of what you are.
I think, I'm not sure if it applies to men dating apps as well, but if every photo of you on the dating app is you drinking something, that's also a no-no. I mean, it means you're somewhat of an alcoholic. Every picture is you with another drink. So that means when we're dating, you want to party.
Maybe you just want to drink and not party.
Yeah, I mean,
it's worse.
just call the dog or all the baby or just.
Are there a lot of
hold
girls
something else.
that have just drinking photos?
Oh yeah,
Really?
just partying photos.
Are they young?
No, well, okay. The youngsters is drinking photos in a club.
Ah,
Well, all the girls are
wine.
wine and wine farms,
Yep.
and I can just imagine so you're dating and you're waking up in the morning and she's in a gown with a whiskey glass, smoking on the
Cigarette.
stoop.
Curlers in there.
Yeah, stuff like that. So, look, everybody or majority of us drinks, and there's nothing wrong with it unless you have a problem. But just change up the photos a bit.
Yeah, okay, I get
Just
you.
not every single one drinking.
Also, don't have photos of just quotes. It's weird.
What?
Do you?
Oh yeah, no,
Where it's just
obviously.
like pictures of like landscapes, and then
or,
it's like a
or your
quote.
backside or whatever.
A lot of guys I've seen, so like they're like doms, so like they're looking for a sub, so they'll put like downloaded pictures from the internet of like people in bondage,
Oh.
and they'll say I'm looking for a sub, you have to do this, and they like list what they want and what they're willing to offer, but there's no pictures of themselves, and they'll always put their good looking, we'll treat you right, and
Is
it's
there
like,
like amount they will pay?
no. So the whole dom sub thing is that it's a mutual.
Submissive, I suppose.
Yeah, so dominant, submissive. So it's like it's a community. So, they're looking for a person that will enjoy it just as much as what they are. But like in my head, just put a picture of yourself, because it's a bit creepy if you don't.
I think the reason they don't is maybe someone would recognize them, like maybe you're an IT guy at work. And then some girl at work sees the IT guy wanting dominatrix or submissive
And
stuff.
maybe she wants it too. But also, like, I don't know. So, I mean, everyone's got their own things. But, like, why do you feel like you have to specifically only advertise that? Why don't you just start out with, hey, this is me, and then when you start talking, be like, hey. Although I suppose that sort of comes along with this is what I'm looking for.
I think he must just say friendly guy, whatever, into dominatrix or sub.
Into BDSM.
Yeah.
Hint.
So yeah, just say into it, but don't make it your whole profile.
Yeah, like I don't know. So for me, if there's no pictures of what the person actually looks like, I think to some extent every single one of us is slightly superficial and slightly shallow, and you have to be somewhat attracted to someone if you're gonna. The attraction to someone is what draws you to them, and then the mental attraction and stuff like that comes along the way.
Yeah, that's why I don't read bios. I only read bios when I've matched.
Such a man.
Yeah, but the reason being that I don't know how many characters you're allowed on a bio, and most girls like to write a bio. From beginning when life started for them and now it went and now they're where they are now and what I don't like and whatever. But in any case, so the reason being if you get 50 or 100 free likes a day and you have to read every bio and every bio is 100 words,
Okay,
you can read 5,000 words.
okay, that you should probably be reading more in any case, like read a book. I'm kidding.
Yeah. No, but that's why I'm not reading the bio. So I can read my books.
Okay.
See, my brain can only take in 10,000 words a day.
And
So
that's
if
it,
I have
maximum.
to spend it on bios, and the probability is so low to match with this girl, so I'm basically wasting my time reading.
Okay, but like here's what I do. So I will swipe left on majority people, and then if I see someone that's mildly attractive, I'll then click on them and read their bio only.
Oh, okay.
So I
Yeah,
don't read everyone's bios. It's only if I'm slightly attracted to them, and if I'm ever like, I don't, you're kind of cute, I don't know, then I'll read the bio, and that will be the deciding factor.
Okay, yeah, it does make sense. Look, it's not like I don't read any bios, but a majority of the time,
Only after you've matched.
yeah, and especially if have you ever done like drunk Tindering? You're just like left, right, left, right, left, right. And then,
And then
you
the
wake
next
up with
day.
those matches, you're like, goodness. Somebody got wine goggles last night.
Yeah, it's happened to me quite often.
And it's usually what would happen with those type of girls, the poor souls. And I mean, I'm probably one of them for some other girls, but they will message you instantly. When they get a match, hey, how was your week? You're like, when you see match, you've got a match and a message directly after that. You know, oh, I fucked up.
I message instantly.
And Tinder.
A lot of the time, yeah.
Oh.
A
So
lot,
you-
like-
so you're one of them.
Apparently, I'm one of them. But so to be fair, like I do it on Bumble a lot of the time, not all the time,
Mm.
because it expires after 24 hours. So if I
Yeah.
don't do it, I forget about it.
Yeah, true. Okay, Bumble is fine, and because it's the girl needs to
Yeah.
talk first. While Tinder is more like
Okay,
the
Tinder, I
guy
just,
introduces himself and stuff.
you know, Tinder, I don't send the first message. I'm like,
Really?
no.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like in Tinder, the first message, like bang, you're like, let's have a look.
This is the drunk swipe.
Yeah. And then what I would do is I'll unmatch them in the early morning. So they're nice sleeping in bed, dreaming about whatever, meeting a guy at a bar, meeting a prince on a white horse, and I'm just unmatching them. When they wake up, they're like, what happened?
You're too nice. Yeah, I just do it in the middle of the day.
Is
Like,
it?
they must know I unmatched you.
Have you ever unmatched a guy like mid-conversation? He's like,
Yes.
and what do you do for a living? You're like, nah, unmatched.
Yes.
Shame.
I mean, it wasn't like mid, like, oh, what do you do for a living? It was like he said something probably offensive.
No. I'm talking about he's still thinking the conversation is going. Like,
No. I've ignored a lot of people, which is wrong. I feel bad about that. But I've deleted the app mid conversation for a lot of people, which then just cuts that short. So it's like, I didn't delete you, I promise. I just reinstalled the app because I accidentally swiped left on a hot guy. And I'm hoping that
do you think it resets it?
it does.
No, it doesn't.
Does.
No,
Totes does.
I don't
You want to
think
bet?
so. Yes.
Okay, what do you want to bet?
I don't know. Whoever is pouring the next drink. But I
How-
don't think it. I don't think that is how it works.
If you delete the app,
Yeah, it resets everyone.
yes.
No, it doesn't because. So if you delete the app and then you reinstall the app the next day, you can still go to likes, new likes, and see if you
No.
liked.
You see, you're not deleting it fully. You've got to delete the app.
Yeah, like stop your profile.
No, delete. Remove, delete, uninstall all of the stuff. And then when you go back on, you have to reset up your whole profile
Why would you go through all that
because
trouble?
you accidentally swiped left on someone that was really hot and you're hoping that the next time they'll match with you.
And has it happened that you've matched with them?
I don't know.
All that trouble for nothing.
But it's also like if you run out of matches, delete
Yeah.
it, you go back on.
I think, well, there's either something the matter with Tinder these days or so, but I don't run out of matches anymore.
I haven't run out of matches in ages.
I think the reason is because Tinder is the only kind of app where there's ads. They want you to be on there as long as you possibly
Do you
can.
know how often I swipe right on like Uber Eats or...
And then you order some Uber Eats.
Yes, and then I feel like it's a sign from the universe. Like, hey, girl, have something to eat. I love food.
While you're looking for love.
and I found it in McDonald's.
Okay, we'll be back. We're just going to refill quick.
And it's his turn to refill because he technically lost the bet. Thank you.
Well, you didn't match with the guys he's met. Okay, we are back. Okay, so
He pours
let-
weak
yeah,
drinks.
let's continue on what another red flag is. Okay, so we've discussed bad photos, and also if a girl has just selfies, avoid, because it means that she's probably very alone, and there is no one taking pictures of her.
But don't you want a lonely girl? Because then she'll give all her time and attention to you.
Okay, so that can go both ways. I mean, I have dated girls that would only send you like 3 messages a day on WhatsApp because they're so busy, and they're so kind of uncaring. But I suppose these girls, it depends. Some of them might be fine. I'd rather have a more lonelier girl than one that likes to go out with friends day in day out. But you don't want a girl who's messaging you every 5 minutes and doesn't allow you to go out with the boys or doesn't allow you to just go do something alone.
See, I think like for me in a relationship, the minute the word allow comes in, I'm immediately like, what the? Excuse me, you're not my mom. She's the only one who can allow me to do anything or not.
So you will allow your boyfriend husband to drink from the milk tub or the milk
The thing is, like, we're
Oh.
both adults, so I won't be like, you're not allowed to do that. I would probably be like, my guy, that's kind of gross. Please stop it. You know, like I'd be, and if he won't, then I'll buy my own milk, and he'll be like, this is yours, this is mine, and that's it.
Yeah, you're not allowed to drink mine.
Yeah. Okay, fair.
See what I'm going with?
Fair. But I mean, the minute it comes to you're not allowed to wear that when you go out, or you're not allowed to go see this person because they're this or they're that, then it's a bit controlling.
Look, allow what she wears when she goes out. Kind of, it depends on what she's wearing. In the sense, if she's basically wearing her underwear to go out, who is she trying to impress, and whose attention is she really looking for? Like, I don't mind if a girl looks good and attractive and stylish, and that makes her feel good. But if she's like cleavage and whatever she wants to show, then I'm like, no, thank you.
Okay, so like, okay,
Some girls dress so provocative that I am ashamed to go with them into the public. Like, all the guys are like, damn, that girl really wearing that. And I'm the fool next to her like, this is fine.
so often girls dress for girls. I don't know if you knew that, but girls, we do most of our things for other girls.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah.
We really don't give a shit about guys.
But I saw on First Thursdays the other day, this
Oh,
girl having like a G-string on and then see-through pants. Like see-through, like,
that's kind of cool though. Like to me, that sounds like I would totally dig it.
really?
No, like I'm not even kidding. Like it sounds pretty
No.
freaking cool.
Well, I was just thinking the poor soul that's next to her.
Oh, yeah, I get you, but I mean, body positivity is such a thing at the moment. Look, I'm one of the people that dresses to cover up my entire body at all times.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't know because I'm super shy about everything, but I love it when somebody wears something and you can see that they're super happy and proud of their body and they're just like, hey, I'm comfortable. I love seeing that. And always I'll go up to a girl that's dressed like that and I'm like, girl, you look fucking sick.
No, I'd be just like, isn't there anything else in your cupboard to wear? But they're talking about
Men versus women.
positive bodies, whatever. But summer is in it now. But in springtime, it usually happens where a girl wears a spring dress or a summer dress, but she doesn't have the summer body yet. And you're like, oh.
See, this is why women are shy.
Just wait
because
a
of
while
men
and
like
maybe
you.
just train a bit and then
Men like you.
you can attempt it.
Men like you are the reason that we have self-confidence issues.
Yeah. No, I'm just observant.
So, okay, but then again, everyone's summer bodies are different. Like, your idea of a summer body is different to mine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if
Like,
she
to me,
has like very bad cellulite, like it
She
looks
can't help
like
it.
a hailstorm that went through there. When I'm like bad, and she's wearing those like jean skirts that's basically showing the bottom of a sexual organ, then you'd be like, but why?
I mean, I think I disagree with this.
Why?
Because a body is just a body.
Vessel.
It's just a body. And, like, I mean, I get it. Like, having a nice body is wonderful and great, and having somebody with a nice body is wonderful and great. But just because that person that you don't know from a bar of soap has a little bit of cellulite, which she can't help,
Not a little bit. No. Most girls have cellulite, and that's fine.
they
But I'm talking about like all round.
But can't help it. And the thing is, like, who gives a flying fuck if it shows? How does it affect you in any negative way? They're not being mean. They're not being hurtful.
It makes my day bad.
Oh, such a guy. Okay, we're gonna
It ruins my whole day and my dinner.
we're gonna swiftly move past that conversation.
Oh, okay. Next
Never
up.
gonna see. Anyway, so
You wanted the man's viewpoint.
I did, and I'm starting to feel like a little bit sad, actually. Another thing, what were we talking about?
Red flags
I
on
got
dating
quite I
apps.
got quite worked up there.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, let's explore that.
Oh no, you're not my therapist.
Look, there are some things about guys that girls also feel it's off-putting.
Giant beards. Blech.
No, I mean like overweight type of vibes. Like
Yes. Okay. Fair.
a
Fair.
very white guy, very hairy, very fat, very white guy on the beach.
I've been confused with that sometimes.
You're attracted to that.
Very wide, very hairy.
Very and overweight, hairy, and very white skin there on the beach, and he hasn't cut his hair or has been to a barber that cuts hair properly. His beard isn't. It's not stubble or a proper beard or no beard. It's something kind of in between. I mean, just clean up or wear a shirt.
Okay, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, and but I believe that there is somebody out there for everybody. I feel
Yeah,
like
of course.
I feel like there's somebody that might find that attractive, and it might not be me, it might not be you, but there might be somebody that's like, hey, that's beautiful, and that's
What do
beautiful.
you think is the balance of average on that?
I have no idea.
Like what I mean is,
Not a lot. Like I feel like
so on average, do you think girls like a guy looking like that or not?
no.
Okay, and it's the same with some girls that doesn't have a summer body wearing a summer dress.
Okay, so your type is super skinny, probably short, dark hair, pretty
No.
eyes.
Funny enough, I'm a blonde guy. I've always been attracted to brunette, but I've always only dated blondes.
I'm the opposite.
Is it? No, I don't know what it is, but maybe.
Blondes have more fun.
Yeah, well, I think brunettes aren't attracted to me, so only the blondes are attracted to me. That's what happened.
Okay.
I think that might be a possibility. So, but no, look, I'm not that critique about everything. It's just I'm talking about like the far end of the scale of there are really girls that just, but there's obviously girls that's got a bit of winter fat and wearing a dress, and it's not bad.
Okay. You've heard it
You've
here
heard
first,
it,
folks.
girls.
Okay, so on the apps, do you what is your perfect profile? Like what would you say would make for a profile that you would 100% swipe right on 100% of the time?
If she is active,
Am I active where?
no, not active way necessarily, but she's riding mountain bike or likes exploring and stuff like that. She's not just sitting at home watching Netflix. Okay, so she's in some way or another active. Then not too pretty, funny enough. Like, she shouldn't be super model hot, because then you'll have another problem on your hands as well. It's like every guy is staring at her and guys DMing her every day and stuff like that.
So if anyone matches with Deets, just knows he thinks you're not too pretty.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, carry on.
No, but I mean, I understand what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying. It's almost like
too
terrifying.
pretty is going to be a problem.
It's intimidating.
So
Yeah.
naturally pretty and show some sort of kindness. You could see the kindness in their smile in some sort of way. So,
Okay.
and not a lot of photos with alcohol beverages in it.
Okay. And if they say that they're a smoker and they have 6 cats.
Okay, no kids, obviously, too.
Oh, you're not into kids?
No.
Me neither.
The thing with kids is, and I'm sorry to all the single mothers out there, it's not necessarily about you, it's about the kid. So if I would date a girl with a kid, the kid must be younger than like 2 years old, 3 years.
So that they don't
Because-
have the trauma.
No, because, well, that's number one. And number two, if the kid's like 6 or 7 and he's disobedient and you're trying to control the kid, he's like, no, you're not my dad. You can't tell me what to do.
I feel like they would do that as they get, coming from a divorced home. We did that, even if we...
No, exactly. So that is going to be a bit problematic. It's not something like it's something to avoid for me.
Okay, yeah.
But that being said, um, yeah, I mean, single mothers also just wants to find love. My mom was a single mother, and she's always just trying. I wonder how many times I've put off the boyfriend. you know.
Probably many. They're probably
Yeah.
like, oh, this guy.
She's such a great lady, but that kid, man.
That specific kid.
So yeah, I feel for single mothers.
But do you want your own kids one day?
I'm not sure about that either.
I don't.
Is
At
it?
all.
Well, you haven't got the baby fever yet.
Oh my
So
gosh,
that's only
everyone
going to
says
start
that.
like at 31, 32.
I'm gonna no. Everyone says that when you find the right person, you're gonna want one. I don't want one. They're expensive. It's a parasite. I don't. Anyway, that's my. I'm just gonna.
For all those parents out there with their parasites.
My best friend just gave birth. I'm allowed to say this.
Yeah, my sister has also got a new baby.
They're so
I'm going to
scary.
be a fun uncle.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the fun. Technically, I'm an aunt. Like my best friend, I see her as my sister. I'm just gonna teach that kid how to swear and drink.
You're going to be the aunt, like, Auntie, smelling like alcohol again.
Oh, like, Mom, why is she always like this?
Why does he smell like wine?
Exactly. That's gonna be me, and I look forward to it.
how-
And I like the nice thing is like because I think my brother and his girlfriend also want kids. I don't know, but so when they do have kids,
hopefully brother and your wife, his wife.
I mean, I don't believe in marriage, so, but you know,
What do you believe in?
flying spaghetti monster. But so for them, if they have kids, I can look after the kid for a day and then give it back, and be like, "Here you go, have a good time. I'm not gonna change its diaper."
So what if they give you the kid like 9 a.m. in the morning and it shits in its diaper at 10, and
Hopefully
you're like, I'm not going to change the diaper the whole day.
Hopefully, I have a partner at that point that I can just also be like, take it and fix it.
I would just like take the diaper off with like big bra thongs,
Yeah.
and then, but all on the grass, and then just spray the kid off.
And this is why we should not be parents.
Exactly.
But no, this is the kind of stuff like a lot of people. So what I do like about is at Hinge, they say you can choose whether you want to have kids, whether you have kids, whether you don't want kids. I think it's Hinge.
I think Bumble has it too.
Yeah, and I like that. I like that because for people who are looking for like their long-term love partner, like that's an important factor to know. And I feel like if you start off knowing that, it's a good baseline.
Yeah, I'm not sure. In certain cases, where couples didn't want kids and then they had a kid and it's like the best thing that happened to them in some way. So I'm not really, I don't have any opinion around that because it's
No opinion.
sometimes it just happens. Other cases it ends up badly. As long as for me with kids is as long as both parents are like decent enough to have kids. You
Gotta
don't
be
want
financially
someone that's
secure.
but you don't want some sort of person who's on pills or some sort of alcoholic or they're very deep in debt or something very strange is going on. You don't want anything like that. And then they have a kid and you're like, I don't think I should have had a kid.
You shouldn't have done that.
Yeah,
You should not have done that. Yeah, no, look, I mean, it's a difficult thing, but it is.
But back on dating apps and single mothers like to put them and the child on the last photo.
Ah, smart.
So you're going, not too bad, not too bad. And then just as you swipe right, it switches to that last photo and you see the kid and you're like,
So what I've seen with a lot of men, if they have a photo with them and a child in it, they'll often say, "This is my nephew," or "This is my niece," just to be like, "Hey, I don't have a kid," and it's like I appreciate that. Thank you for letting
Would you
me know.
date a guy that has a kid?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, I would. Like, I mean, it depends, obviously, but I mean, the thing is, I'm not opposed to it. I'm obviously terrified of kids as it is, but I think I'm more terrified of carrying a child. Like that to me freaks me out. So if I find a guy who has a kid, it's like
A win-win.
I don't have to do any work.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
And
I
how,
wouldn't.
what is the maximum age of the kid or minimum age of the kid? So you would rather have a kid that's not wearing diapers anymore.
Yes, fully. It must be
Okay.
able to form sentences and eat solid foods.
Well, you're not obviously not going to breastfeed the kid.
No. But okay, so speaking about maximum ages, what is your maximum ages set at on the apps?
Not all the then say 2 or 3 years older than me, but I always like to go younger.
Oh yes, the male way of
Yeah,
doing
it's
things.
just. But I've learned my lesson. I've burnt my fingers doing that
Is it?
because, especially when they're like extremely young, or like say to say 10 years, like Daytona and 10 years younger, and they just want to party. Their way of thinking doesn't match yours. They haven't life haven't hasn't made them humble yet. They
I
just
think of myself at 20, and she was wild.
yeah. So yeah, that's just burnt my fingers there. It's very rarely would you find a 21-year-old that has like a adult mentality of like a 30-year-old or so.
It's true.
So I think my minimum now is maybe 24, 25. At least they are out of university. They've started to get a job. The jobs, they started to see that having a job isn't that fun.
It sucks.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm 28 and I'm still in university technically.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, the average, but
Average.
at least they have a job and they feel
I have life experience.
yeah, and then have to pay rent and have to pay insurance, have to pay off a car. You have that lot of responsibilities.
So it sucks being an adult,
No,
man.
it sucks. I want my money back.
I don't want to do this anymore. I quit. But now, why don't you go for older women? I hear they're a lot of fun.
I don't know. It's
Are you intimidated or scared?
no. There's a theory, and it's probably works both ways. But I mean, if they're 37 and still single, like what is the matter?
But what if they were married in an abusive relationship and now they're
No, but like, I mean, never married, like single, never been in a relationship longer than 3 years. 37, still single. You're like, risky.
What if they decided to focus on their careers and that was what they did and now they're super successful and they're able to just like live their best lives?
I suppose, and I've seen girls like that on Tinder. But if they're 37 and still skateboarding, I'm like,
Oh no, then
no,
what if
thank-
what if no, I'm not even gonna give you any more.
give me.
No, I was gonna say like what if that's their job? Like sporting and skateboarding and stuff.
I don't think you get professional skateboarders at 37.
Do you not?
No, I think if you've
I mean, I
broken
suppose-
too many bones by then.
I mean, if I had to try skateboard now, I'd break every bone in my body.
No, same, yeah. And you'll learn it soon after the age of 30. So if you're skateboarding or playing some sort of very physical sport, any injury you get becomes like a permanent injury.
I'm
So-
already at that point, and
so
I
if
don't
you-
even do
yeah,
physical.
if you
sports.
break your arm or something, that arm will never heal properly again.
Great,
It's just,
thank you. You've really sold the 30s. Thank you.
yay. Come join the club.
I'm not looking forward to it. I've screwed up my knee, like just through being alive, and it just will not
Right.
get better. So
What happened?
I don't know. Well, it was through sport back in the day.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what happened technically. So I think it's in between hockey, rugby, and netball.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I fell down the stairs. It was all sort of at the same time. And then recently I went on a hike and I smashed it into a rock.
The same knee.
Yes.
Oh,
So
might have been that.
yeah. So but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like I feel like the smashing into the rock was like not that bad because it was just like a small tumble. But I
Like-
know I'm also getting older and things are getting weaker.
When I was 27, I climbed a volcano in New Zealand
That's
called Tongariro Crossing. It's Mount Doom, the one I shot Lord of the Rings on.
cool.
So
I
what
would've
happened is
geeked out so hard.
yeah. So what happened is I didn't plan on it. I just went to this small little town and this massive volcano there. And I was there for 3 days and I asked like the innkeeper or the landlord of whatever of the backpackers, like, what can you do here? And he's like, you don't know. I'm like, no. Like, you can climb that volcano.
Oh, sweet.
I was like, I'm in. He's like, okay, you just pay this amount and then the bus will come pick you up tomorrow morning. Yeah, at the backpackers. I'm like, on it. And so we go on the bus and they drop us off there and they're like, okay, see you guys on the other side. And then off they go. I'm like, oh, that's fun. I wonder how far it is. And you walk into the first little sign that says 19.7 kilometers
Jeez.
up a volcano and down a volcano.
No.
So what happened is, well, I managed to finish it. It was extremely bad. Well, it's beautiful, but my body
Your
basically...
body was not happy.
And the next day I was in bed the whole day, just lying. Now, I've injured my knee somehow from that. And then, because you're getting older, if I hike in Cape Town, if I hike like a very tough route, I still feel that volcano in my knees. Still feel that specific pain that was caused by that volcano in my knees.
So I did a hike the other day, which is when my knee started acting up again, when I smashed it against a rock. But that was also like a 19K hike.
Mm.
So I'm thinking, I don't know if it was necessarily the rock that did it or if it was just the distance. Because now it's like if I do a short one, I'm fine.
Is it?
Yeah, well, sort of, not really. But it's getting better. I just feel like I just need to strengthen it.
Anti-inflammatory.
I take them like
Oh, is it?
Smarties. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
What's the most recent hike you did?
Why don't you get a boyfriend that can massage it?
Oh, that would be
Put
freaking
some
wonderful. If
ice
there's any
and warm packs there.
any applications out there,
Physiotherapist.
any physios, sports masseuses.
Well, okay, going back on dating apps.
Sorry, we got distracted again.
So, what would you go hiking on a guy on a first date?
No,
Why not?
I might get murdered.
Is that like the only reason?
The only reason is that I would be scared that I would get
I
murdered.
spoke to other girl the other day, and she's like, no, because she depends on what type of hike it is. If she's fit enough, but if she's not fit enough, they're gonna get to the top, and she's red, sweating. Her hair started to curl.
That happens
Everything
to all
on
of
the
us.
yeah, I know, but on the first date, and then so
Look,
some girls just feel a bit more insecure on how they would look.
Yeah, I mean, I
doing
get that.
extreme physical exercise.
I get that, but also, I mean, as I've aged, I've kind of realized I don't. If a guy doesn't like the way that I look
Or eat your ribs.
or how I eat my ribs, because ribs are great,
Mhm.
then he can go
Yeah,
away.
let's get out of it.
Because if he doesn't like it, there's somebody else that does. And I'm not always going to look good. I'm not going to put makeup on every day. I could not be bothered.
Hmm.
It's a mission, and I want to go hike, and I'm going to go red when I hike. I'm going to sweat like a machine. And if you don't like that, then you should leave.
Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, that's a good way to determine if the guy's into you. I mean,
Yeah.
if he messaged you afterwards. Or
Exactly. But, I mean, the only reason I wouldn't go for a hike on the first date is fear of murder. But that being said, I have done it. I have.
But
sort
how
of-
many girls get murdered on like Lion's Head?
Fair, but Lion's Head is a whore of a mountain. I hate that stupid hike. I hate it with every fiber.
I
of
don't
my
think it is an easy hike in Cape Town.
No, but it's not about it being difficult. It's ugly. It's hot, and
How is it ugly? It's
because
got-
there's always so many people. First of all, it's
Oh.
busy, and then it's been so trampled. It's like you walk up this dirt road. There's no fancy plants. The views are beautiful, sure, but it's always so packed, and it's like I'd much rather go anywhere else.
Okay.
I have a strong feeling.
Well,
towards
there
Lion's
you've heard it, guys. If you plan it,
Head. A hiking date.
yeah,
Don't
just
take me there.
anything except Lion's Head.
Well, I want to do. So I enjoy Table Mountain a lot, just because there's lots of different
Trails.
trails. Yeah. So we did just a little Cecilia Forest this past weekend. That was
Oh,
beautiful.
that's quite easy as well.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
very easy. We took dogs, so
Oh.
you got to take them into account.
Yeah.
And
Okay. But anyway, back to dating apps.
sorry, I get so distracted.
So,
I've got ADD.
okay, so hiking is a no-no because of fear of murder. But
Second date, yes.
what would you say is your perfect first date?
I was going to ask you this.
Well, I'll probably answer you after you.
It's a good question. I like people who think outside of the box, so I like different things. So that's always fun. But at the same time, I do enjoy just getting to know someone first. So for me, I like a halfway first date. Does that make sense? So
Sounds sexual.
no, I like to first like have a drink with someone, find out that they're okay,
Mm-hmm.
and then after that, do something fun and exciting and cool. And like I enjoy adventures. I enjoy doing cool things.
I've made a mistake once to ask a girl on the first date to go to a shooting range.
That's
'Cause I-
cool.
Yeah, but I thought it was cool, and I think it's gonna be something new and whatever. I think she thought she's gonna get me that day, so whatever.
I mean, there's guns involved. So,
Yeah,
but
but
I mean, it's a shooting. I would freaking love that.
oh,
Like that's sick. I'd be really bad at it, but it's fun. Like it's cool.
Yeah,
I have shot like was it like shotguns or was it like gun?
it's a pistol and like a hunting rifle,
So I
whatever.
tried the one where you know where they shoot the little
clay pigeon.
and it like I obviously am not good at anything. I was so bruised on my shoulder,
Oh yeah,
but it was really cool. I really
yeah.
enjoyed
You
it.
should giving some gun advice.
Oh, thank you.
When shooting a shotgun, you have to lean into the gun.
They told me that, but I didn't listen.
Well,
I was like, I don't want to. It's fine.
as jy nie wil hoor nie, moet jy voel.
Ek het gevoel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what's your perfect first date?
That is an interesting question. Like, I don't really mind as long as it's not a club where you can't hear the person.
Yeah, no, I don't
talking.
like shouting.
Yeah, so it must be like a quiet type of place, like a, what do you say, tea garden, but it must be,
Like a cocktail lounge.
yeah, maybe like a wine farm, but it also shouldn't be like miles out of town.
Yeah,
like,
no, that's mission.
I don't want to drive day and night to get there. you know.
Yeah.
But I think a wine farm is quite cool. You know,
That's
have
a
a little
nice
wine
one.
taste. You kind of get like idea of their personality in the way they treat the waiter, and
How they
How
handle
they-
their booze.
yeah, and how creative they are by explaining wines. If that makes sense. Then we're like, oh, good wine, oh, bad wine.
I taste the chocolate notes. Yes, it's lovely.
Yeah.
It's got a bit of cinnamon and cardamom. Okay.
So, wine farm is good.
How do you feel about kayaking on a first date? Like a double kayak.
No.
Because then you're stuck in the boat in the ocean. You have to talk.
You mean like a double kayak? You're
double
like,
kayak.
oh, no way.
Why?
What if she's unfit, and then you have to kind of support it all the way? He's like, I can't do it. And you're like, let's go.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
And obviously, she's either going to stay at your back or you at hers. So one of you is going to be like, huh? What did you say? Huh?
So
Huh?
what?
Huh? Sorry, what?
Okay. Fair.
So no kayaking. But maybe a second date or whatever.
Okay.
Going to the beach, no, depends on how you feel about your body.
I just like avoiding the sun.
Okay, so no beach or hiking.
But I
to-
love swimming in the sea. So I would love a beach date as a first
So
date.
you kind
No
of
problem.
run from under the shade, under the umbrella, into the sea, swim, and then run back.
Pretty much, yeah.
No tanning.
I can't tan.
Okay.
I'm basically albino.
Okay.
I get freckles and then go back to being white. So,
Okay, that's understandable then. Okay, what?
but I do love the sea. So
Yeah.
I love swimming. And again, I come up with my same argument that if he doesn't like what he sees on the first date when you're in your costume,
Also, what I've seen is some girls that don't drink, if you go to a bar on a first date and they don't drink, I wouldn't drink either.
yeah, no, out of respect, same.
Yeah.
If the guy doesn't drink, then it's like, oh, okay, cool, I'll get a Coke as well then.
Then you have to wing it sober.
Which is
Uh,
hard.
Can't get hard yet.
That's what he said.
Ah,
Anyway, so how often do you kiss on the first date?
never.
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 Oh.
Really?
Oh,
I mean, for you who's going to watch the video, you will understand what I mean by that. She's like, never. Very surprised.
I'm quite shocked.
So you've kissed on a first date?
I have. It's not saying that I always do.
Everyone.
Yeah, every single one. No, I don't always. I don't ever initiate the kiss.
Mm.
That generally comes from the guy's side, but it happens quite often actually.
I don't know.
Now that I think about it, it's a bit odd.
Well, it depends on if the date is if you both get very drunk or you
No,
at a
but also if
bar.
it's going well.
Yeah,
And like a lot of my first dates go well. It's after that it's a problem.
I've messed up dates by not kissing the girl.
What do you mean?
Like,
Did she expect a kiss?
yeah, she expected it's there where you take it to the car, and she's like not getting in the car. You know,
It's so awkward.
you putting in the car, okay? You can go now. And then in hindsight, you realize, oh, she wanted a kiss. And then I think it all goes kind of downhill from there in some way.
But do you then, after realizing it, message her and be like, did you?
A few times I've done it. Like, did you want a kiss? And she's like,
Yeah.
yeah. And then sending that message makes it even worse.
I would feel like that makes it a bit better.
No, because
Do you not then
it's just
quickly-
awkward.
Do you not tell her, please stop, and then drive after her and have a romantic kiss under a streetlight?
Streetlight.
I mean, I don't know where the situation's going down, but
Just
that's
behind the tents of the homeless.
Cape Town.
Yeah. So, no, I don't really kiss on the first date.
Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting. So what, is it third date for you? Every time? Because like normally third date
I don't
is...
kiss.
You don't... Ever.
Asexual.
Okay,
No,
cool.
I'm joking.
I mean, speaking of
I
that,
think
like
it might be a third date or so. Second or third, yeah.
Wow, you're innocent. How cute.
Hmm.
Oh, such a like a Afrikaanse boertjie.
No, Afrikaans people are still a bit conservative. No.
Not all of them.
Well, majority of them. But we try, well, yeah. With that being said, a lot of my Afrikaans friends are very rough and tough. Very rough around the edges. So I can't speak for all the Afrikaans people. But some of them are still a bit conservative, you know.
Yeah, okay. I mean, look, there's no judgment. I mean,
Mm.
back in the day, people would only kiss on their wedding day, so
Really?
way back. Like, imagine that. You may kiss the bride?
Well, actually, there was a girl in my school that was like that.
Oh, no.
She told her boyfriend, we're only going to kiss when we're married. And I think, like, 3 months after that, he broke up with her.
Well, so, I was always told by my mom, you should always test drive the car before you buy it. And that was with, with regards to, like, sex. So, how, if you're only going to kiss someone when you get married, are you ever going to know what anything else is like?
Yeah, no, true. I do agree with that in some sense, in a sense that you've been dating for a year or what now, so, yeah, test drive the car, but, I mean...
Are you a wait till marriage before you sleep with someone kind of person? Sorry if it's too much information that I'm
No,
asking.
not at all.
Oh, okay. Because it was coming across as that.
Then I should still be a virgin.
Fair point. I don't know. I didn't ask you that question. So
So there's a joke, but you can't break the sin of no sex before marriage if you don't get married.
ha! Loophole.
Got it. Sorted.
There you go. Okay. I was gonna ask you something else now. What was it?
I'm swearing.
Watch
the blasphemy.
Watch your mouth. I'm gonna wash it out with some soap. I cannot remember what it was that I wanted to say. Doesn't matter then.
Okay, off to the
Yeah.
next question.
So, in terms of any terrible dates that you've had, have you had any terrible first dates from a Tinder / Bumble / Hinge / Goor?
I have it too. One was with this girl. We were only texting, so I didn't really hear the sound of her voice and stuff like that. So when we went on a date, it's not the sound of her voice necessarily, but it's the way she pronounces words that makes it sound illiterate. The reason is she would type and it's all spelled right. I don't know how she can kind of speak like that. Like, when I goes back to the farm, I like touching the sheep and caressing the sheep. And you're like, yeah, man, you always been like that.
Is that, are you joking?
Yeah.
Are you making? Am I on punk?
So I think in the future, and this is some advice, just ask for a voice note.
So okay, so that's advice number one is send voice notes, and I agree because sometimes it's nice to just be able to hear how someone speaks, just to be able to sort of anticipate, so you don't get
Yeah.
that shock. And next one,
More advice or the next story?
next
So
story.
the next story, it wasn't a bad, it was just extremely funny. It was this girl, so on, was it Bumble or Tinder? It showed that she's 1.5 meters, 1.5.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize how short 1.5 is because I'm 1.9. So I
Tall as
get there and it's basically a child. And okay, so I start off, I'm a bit shocked, but take it for what it is. It was in Wellington. So I drove all the way. So
Damn.
let's just go. In any case, and she was a bit hungover, and then when she woke up, the morning she hit a floating shelf above a bed. So she has this massive knob or bump on her head. So that was number 2.
So people thought you beat her.
Most probably with a hammer. But in any case, so then we go out and she has massive baby fever. Every kid she sees must be touched, must be picked up, stuff like that. And then there was this incident where this family that was sitting across us by the restaurant had a child. And she asked them if the child can sit with her. And they're like, all friendly, yeah, can sit with you. And then there was like a wine cork lying on the table, and a child picked it up and started sucking. And I'm like, whoa. She's like, no, let it kid play.
No, joking.
And the family, basically half of the family stood up, running towards the table, grabbing the kid.
Oh no.
And she was all like nonchalant, like, okay, bye, kid. She wasn't like,
I nearly murdered a child.
she wasn't embarrassed or anything. So yeah, that was quite a fun date.
Did you see her for a second date?
Oh no, definitely not.
Why? Sounds like fun.
No, she's
I mean, Wellington's far, to be fair. It's,
yeah, and
how many
I
Ks?
mean,
It's like 50?
no, I think 60 or something like
It's
that.
far.
Yeah.
Like my radius is set to like 35.
Really?
I will not go further. I refuse.
At least go to Durbanville.
Yeah, Durbanville's fine.
Hmm.
I mean, I used to live in Durbanville, so. And
Okay.
there I'll find in lekker Afrikaans ook.
Lekker, Klein Pretoria.
It's literally
Oh.
Klein Pretoria. And Table View is Krugersdorp by the sea.
I wonder what is the what? What's Krugersdorp by the sea?
Table View.
Really?
Yeah.
For the longer barn.
Maybe.
But in any case, I think what is the furthest I've traveled for a date? Probably Wellington,
That's flipping far. I would
Worcester. Went to Worcester once.
never. Worcester?
Oh, I don't know. Well, look at it this way: it's a scenic route, and it's beautiful just to go to the winelands.
Yeah, but then like do you not think like long term, like if works out and she's the best person I've ever met, I have to travel this distance every day.
Well, it goes both ways in the sense that if you want some alone time,
Nice,
you have
fair.
some alone time
That's why I would totally date someone in Joburg.
from Cape Town.
If they had a lot of money and could fly me up every second weekend, I would do it.
Keep on dreaming.
Just putting it out there.
I don't know if you have any Joburg audiences, but
Just saying, guys. if you want to date and you're there,
Joburg.
I'm willing to be flown up. The furthest I've driven is to that side of the mountain.
What?
Noordhoek.
Noordhoek, yeah.
Yeah,
I also got a girl once match with her, and I kind of I had a great conversation. It was going well, and then she's like, she's from Noordhoek, and I was like, okay, I'm from Cape Town, and I wouldn't mind driving through there, but that's like for her, it was like a no. She just
From Cape Town, it's not even that far. From Burgundy, it's far.
Yeah, but I mean, she just stopped.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't think she wanted to pay the toll.
You don't have to pay the toll.
And what is it on the Chapman's Peak?
Go around the back of the mountain, man.
No,
Go around Silver Mine.
whatever it is, she didn't like it.
Oh.
And on that same topic, you know how many times I've told that's typical like camps by girls. I've with the girls like where you stay, I'm like Woodstock. She's like unmatched.
To be fair, Woodstock is kind of dodgy.
It is dodgy. But being
It is.
being from like a place not in Cape Town, being from Pretoria,
Fair.
you don't really, you just see a name and then you get here and everybody tells you how bad it is. And you're
Did you move here? Was this your first place that you moved into?
No,
Woodstock.
it was at Wix in Woodstock.
Okay.
So, but well, this is technically Salt River, which isn't better. But
It's not.
yeah, I wish you could stay far, like in Durbanville. But I mean, just things are just happening to the side.
No, like it's fair. Like, and to be fair, this little road is nice.
This
This road is not, but the road
four-star
over
hotel.
there is not so like a.
Yeah, main road. Someone drove over my foot once there.
Why was your foot in the
So I
way?
have a motorcycle, and I was standing by the robot. Like you stand like almost like a V shape,
Oh yeah.
and he just drove past and ran over my foot. That's main road.
Listen, I nearly got ridden over by like 6 buses on my way here today.
Ah,
So I was
no.
like, okay, I'm done with this place.
It's the worst. But okay. Now, what was your worst date?
I've had so many bad ones.
Okay, top 3.
Oh no, I can't even think of 3. Okay, so worst was a guy who was a drug dealer. He said he was into importing and exporting, and he pretty much it was such a weird situation. I don't know why I gave him my location for our first date. Like I don't know why I did that. That was
No, okay. What did you know about the guy before he gave your location? Did you know he was a drug dealer?
no.
Okay. Yeah, well, obviously then it's not too bad.
So he kind of mentioned,
Wait, okay. There's a top tip there.
don't do that.
Don't give your location away. Meet at a restaurant,
Yes.
and then take it
That
from there.
would be the smart thing to do. I am not a smart person. Don't listen to me. Don't do as I say, not as I do.
Exactly. Okay.
So he I used to stay next to like a shopping center. Literally my window would look into the shopping center's parking, and he came through. He stopped there, started chatting. He was gorgeous. Like he was full of tattoos, like strong, tanned, beautiful man.
Sounds like a drug dealer.
No, he was just a really nice looking person. And then, so then he asked if he could keep some bags and stuff in my car. I mean, not in my car, in my house. I was like, sure, no problem.
Okay.
Like duffel bags. So like gym bags.
I thought like small bags.
No, gym bags.
Like
And
small plastic bags filled with
white
let's
stuff.
let's say Mazina or
No. So it was like gym bags. And there was a
Okay.
couple of them. And then there was like a toaster and a whole bunch of weird stuff. So I was like, okay, cool. No problem. It was bizarre. Very weird. But it was like a lot of stuff. So he shoved it all in my room and then he was like, cool, I have to go. But then he kissed me and obviously I was like, oh, this is like on the bonnet of his car. So I was like, this is sexy. Okay, you go, big boy. I'll see you later.
Wow.
It was weird. And then the next day he came around again, but he didn't take the stuff out of the house. And we were sitting in the pool with our feet in the pool, like minding our business. And the next thing he sort of like leaned behind me. So we were sitting like how we're sitting. And the next thing he sort of did that. So
Behind your
I leaned
back.
behind him. So he did that to me. And I was like, what are you doing? And he was like, I'm just testing the product. And I was like, eh? So I turned and I looked and he was snorting coke or cat or I don't know, white stuff. I don't know drugs. So I was like, what? So, and at that point in my life, I was very innocent. Like I hadn't been
How
exposed.
old were you?
23, 24?
Yeah, just innocent age.
And also, like, in Joburg, the drugs are not as open as they are here in Cape Town. In Cape Town, the amount of people I've seen do cocaine, I'm like, whoa. Like, no, thank you, I'm fine. But there, first of all, I was young, and second of all, I was very innocent and I'd never been exposed to it. So I was like, ugh. So then he got, like, high on the coke, and he was like, okay, I have to go get a gun. I've got to go. And he had a gun, and he was like, I've got to go deal with a guy. And I was like, I'm sorry, what?
Get his imports and exports sorted.
I was like, deal with a guy? What does that even mean? So then I was like, nee, fuck. So he left, and then I obviously was now like, I'm going to go through his bags.
Oh my goodness.
Obviously.
What
So-
did you find?
Nothing really.
Oh,
Yeah.
just a toaster, sandwich maker.
And some clothes and stuff.
Oh,
I mean, I didn't dig through them that much because I was scared that he might kill me if, I don't know. So anyway, I messaged him immediately and I was like, I don't want to see you anymore. I'm putting your stuff in my car. I don't want anything to do with this. So then he never responded to me for a couple days.
hmm.
Then eventually I was like, I have your stuff in my car and I need to meet you and I need to give you your stuff and I don't want to ever see you again. So he was like, cool, I'll let you know when we can meet up. And one day I left my complex, and the way that it worked was that you would leave the complex, you would drive through the parking lot, like up a few ramps of the shopping center, and then you would leave through some booms.
Yeah.
And as I was leaving, he pulled out of the parking lot. Without,
Yeah.
so he had been sleeping in the parking lot, which looked into my bedroom.
Watching his,
I don't know.
wondering what you're doing with his duffel bags. Always toaster.
Or he was like, how am I going to get that stuff back?
Okay, man.
But
It's
anyways,
been days without toast.
however shall I live? That's how I feel about toast. Though. I love toast. So anyway, so I then like called him at that point, and I was like, you driving behind me? And he was like, oh. So we pulled over right then and there. I literally threw his stuff at him, and I was like, cheers. And then a couple years later, like probably 4 years later, no, that's not right. 2 years later. It was a couple years later. I went to Splashy Fen, best festival, and my dad had a place in Belito. So my friend and I were like, cool, we're going to go to Splashy, then we're going to go spend a night in Belito and then come back to Joburg. So on our way there, we stopped at the petrol station, and this dude was sitting in a KZN petrol station at a little table like this, trying to like raise money for charity.
Like those people that say, excuse me, ma'am.
Yes,
Excuse
literally.
me.
And I was like, huh? What? And he was like,
Hi.
I was like, no, no. So yeah, that's by far the one that's probably left the most interesting impression on me. I did have one guy pretend to get a phone call.
Wow.
Yep, hurtful, very hurtful. Instead of doing that,
Gotta
rather-
leave.
just
So it was like, oh yeah, oh what?
Is
The
he
pipe
okay?
burst.
oh no,
Oh, I have to go. Oh, sorry, I have to go now.
and I knew he was lying,
Shit.
and I was like,
I think you should have just called him out on it.
no, I was just like,
I mean, what
can't-
did you have to lose?
I don't know. I was just like, I'm so hurt.
Shocked.
It's hurtful. It's very hurtful.
Yeah, that's quite funny.
It's hurtful.
um,
Just rather be honest and be like, you know what? I'm not feeling it.
I've had that with a date where I set up the date with a girl, again a young one.
You should go for older girls, man.
I should, but in any case, so the date was at 6 in the afternoon, and at like 5 I messaged her, you still ready for 6? She's like, no, sorry, my friend surprised me from wherever, from Joburg or whatever, and I've been in Stellenbosch since 12. I'm like,
Yeah, she forgot about
could
the
have told me at 12.
She completely forgot.
Yeah, and she kind of put this date on like the last
Yeah.
thing I need to do today, and yeah, so it was quite.
It's not fun. It's not nice.
Well,
It's okay though. You know what? They
I'm the one
don't
bites
deserve
the
you.
dust.
So yeah. So there's that, and then there's Have you ever been ghosted?
Oh, many times.
But I mean, like so you thought it was going great.
Yeah, many times.
Oh.
I don't know what it is. I think what I think it is
Maybe you just suck. I'm kidding.
no. what people should understand about dating apps is the girl or the guy you're talking to. Oh, okay. In my case, the girl I'm talking to, I'm not the only guy
100% not.
she's talking to at the moment. She's
Definitely
talking to 5 or 6 other guys.
At least.
So it's basically a race, a competition. Which guy kind of impresses her the most, and then you're thinking, oh, it's so funny, gonna go, and then some other guy just won the race, and then
Sorry for you.
adios, muchachos.
Sorry for you. Have you ever been told that you remind someone of Vince Vaughn?
Me?
Yeah.
No, but
do.
I have Ashton Kutcher.
Ashton, to me, it's Vince Vaughn.
Really?
I think maybe it's your height.
Well, Vince Vaughn isn't really someone that...
He's adorable.
Oh, adorable.
Vince Vaughn is not hated by a single soul except for maybe
Yeah,
Jennifer
but
Aniston.
I mean, it's just like
I would bang him.
a girl, but girls doesn't see him as some sort of a sex symbol.
Oh, you are so wrong.
Vince
so
Vaughn, really?
yes.
Incredibly
wrong.
I'm more. I think the most I've gotten is Ashton Kutcher.
Really?
Mm.
Okay. You know, the first time I met you, first thing I thought was Vince Vaughn. Sorry.
You remind me of Mary Poppins. I'm joking.
You joke, but somebody has told me Amy Schumer. Actually,
Yeah, I can see that in some way. No, it's the hair actually. It's the same hair color.
it's the same rounded forehead. We do have the same face. I know for a fact that we do. And I'd like to think I've got the same dark sense of humor. It's not true. But yeah, that happened to me on also a first date from a Tinder match. We went into like a bookstore at Monty. And
Monty could see.
yeah, you know
that's a
that-
good date actually.
it's a great date.
Oh.
And he was hot. He was gorgeous. But we go into this bookstore and Amy Schumer had just released her book. And he looked at me and he looked at the book and he was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, I don't know how to feel about this. Because I love Amy Schumer. But it's like, I don't think she's sexy. So it's like,
But did he ghost you after that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
he did. He did indeed.
That's quite funny.
It's okay though. You know what? I'm living a better life now. So,
As Amy's doppelganger,
yeah, you know what? Screw it. I don't care.
as Amy's stunt double.
I would do it.
Hmm.
I would 100% do it.
I don't really think she's in a lot of action movies, but yeah.
She's not. She's also just had a child. So,
Huh.
you know, she's also hilarious. And she's going to be hosting the Oscars. Just saying.
Oh, wow, can't wait for that disaster.
It's going to be, and it's going to be great. I'm so looking forward to it.
Oscars are usually end of February.
Sometime, yeah.
Huh.
Did you watch the halftime show at the football thingy with Dre, Eminem,
No.
Mary J?
I don't watch football.
No, me neither. But the halftime show was worth it.
Oh, I'll YouTube it.
You know, yeah, that's what I did. Because I love Eminem. Like, I can rap all of Eminem's songs.
Yeah, me too, actually.
So, and also Snoop Dogg. I freaking love it.
Yeah, I love that they brought back those legends.
And everyone was like, oh, you know, it's all the elder millennials that loved it. And I was like, that's so true. And I was like, and I
Yeah, but
watched
it's
it.
elder millennials that can afford a football ticket.
Yeah, but it's we did fair, actually. Yeah. But all the older people, so like the 40 up, they were like, what is this bullshit? What kind of show is this?
Yeah,
And then the people below, like the below 26 were like,
who
What?
are these people? Who are
Yeah.
these old guys?
there was a very small bracket where everyone was just like jamming. Okay, so back to dating apps. I'm not going to tell you about any murders because I feel like you don't want to know about that. Because they're rough. Because a lot of people have been murdered off of dating apps.
Yeah, I've heard that. Have you
Kidnapped
watched the
and
new
murdered.
Tinder Swindler?
I haven't watched it, but I did read up on it. So
Why would you do that? Why don't you just watch it and then read up on it?
So I have anxiety, and when I go through these
Just
phases,
drink an Urbanol before you watch it.
no, I go through these phases where I can't watch stuff, and I know it's really weird. So I have to, because I feel like I'm being unproductive. So
Okay.
yeah, so I've got it on my computer, but I haven't watched it because I feel like if I watch it, I'm wasting time. So I read up on it instead. So I know I
Doesn't
can't
make
tell you.
sense,
I
but
can't tell
okay.
you why I'm seeing a therapist because of this kind of stuff, and that's how it is. But it's very interesting.
Yeah, no, well, it is extremely interesting. And he actually was in Cape Town. So I wonder how many girls he swindled here.
I would love to know.
But-
But also, to be fair, South Africans are like, oh, shame.
Oh, sucks to be you. I
Yeah.
don't have money either. I
Me-
thought you had money.
Yeah, I was hoping you did, damn it.
Yeah. No, that's also a top tip. Girls, don't borrow money to a guy. And if you do, nothing more than like 1,000 rand.
I couldn't borrow 1,000 rand to my mother if she needed it. I'm kidding. I make a joke, but the thing is,
Tyler, I really need the money for that medication.
sorry, mom,
Sucks to be you.
got to go out this
Yeah.
weekend.
Better take that pain.
But like, I don't understand how he got it right. How are you
Oh,
that
it's easy.
convincing? What do you mean it's easy?
Well, you just find the right girl
Yeah.
that's very fragile, and
Prey on older.
yeah, and you just
widows.
set up this whole picture of yourself. And then from there, you just play the girl out and out, and then eventually you just
long
borrow money
game.
from him. Yeah, and then you get away with it.
I mean, it's ridiculous. It happened here in South Africa. There was a group of guys that did it from Subway. It's an international ring, apparently. They were busted last year.
Yeah,
Also,
I actually
millions
saw
of
it.
rands.
Where were they from? But yeah, I've actually saw that as well.
Uh,
So yeah, don't borrow money to
be safe.
boyfriend.
On your dating apps, just be safe.
Mm.
Don't. If somebody seems too good to be true, they probably are. If, do a reverse image search. If somebody's too good looking, they probably stole pictures from the internet. And then if somebody says that they're, if they're in desperate, dire need of money, tell them to go to the bank. You've never met this person. Even if you have met that person, if you guys are not married or if you haven't been seeing each other for longer than a couple months, don't do it.
Borrow in any money. Yeah, I've had a lot of like female friends that borrowed money to guys, and then they break up, and then they're like, oh, I have to kind of write that off the money, and it's like big money. It's like 30, 40K.
I'm in the
And the
wrong
guy's
profession,
like,
it
yeah,
seems.
I'm starting a
I'm
what?
starting a business.
Planning a business. I'm gonna make this new type of machine. It's gonna exercise this and this, and you're like, and obviously she loves him, and she's kind of tries to motivate him and support him, and that's why. And I mean, yeah, don't do that. Yeah, and
But
then
yeah,
it goes,
there's tons of really bad things that have happened. And I mean, especially, no, I don't think there's ever, I don't know of many, people who have murdered people here in South Africa. But there's been some really bad ones that recently there's been the case of what was her name? There's a couple that are terrible. There's been also actual serial killers that have used Tinder to find their victims. So,
I think Jeffrey Dahmer would have loved that.
oh my gosh, he would have thrived.
Yeah.
He would have been in his element. He would have murdered way more people.
Yeah, like 3 or 4 times as much.
Because he was hot.
I've heard.
He was a good-looking guy. I would have been.
You would have been one of the fans.
I would have been a victim.
Set him free. A victim or a fan, because I know there was a lot of girls
After he got-
in court.
Yeah, actually, I wouldn't have been a victim. I didn't fit his profile. Didn't
What
have
was
the
his
dark hair.
profile? Dark hair.
Yeah, but looked very similar to one of his exes, I believe. I haven't done his case yet, so.
Yeah, well, in any case, going back to how we're going back to your mother's now. Yeah, well, tell me about that mother.
Okay, so the most recent one was Lauren Smithfield. It was really very sad. She was an African American who matched with an older 37-year-old man, I think, on Bumble, and they had their first date, and apparently according to him, went well. They went out, they got back to her place, they drank and drank and drank. Then he said she left. She went outside to meet her brother, came back in, went to the bathroom. She wasn't feeling so well. She fell asleep, supposedly. He carried her to the bed, and then he fell asleep next to her, which to me is weird for a first date. But anyway, besides the point.
Well, they were drunk.
Yeah, but I mean, also on a first date.
I'll sleep on a couch.
On a couch.
Yeah.
At least, especially if she's out of it, you don't. That's just very odd. But anyway, so he fell asleep next to her, and then when he woke up in the morning, she wasn't breathing, and she had blood coming out of her
That
nose.
was his story. Yeah.
That was his story. So he freaked out and called the cops. And then when they got there, they pronounced her dead, but they didn't tell the family. They just they took her and they didn't process the scene. They didn't even interview him because they said he seemed like a nice guy. And the family,
Wow.
the family wasn't told, and they actually found out a couple days later when they found a note on her door saying, if you're looking for Lauren, call this number, and it took them to the police, and that's how they found out that she was killed. So they're fighting to try and have this
The case
looked
solved,
looked at properly, because he's the last person to have seen her. They're saying her cause of death is overdose, but it's so easy to date rape someone and
Yeah,
then they
definitely.
accidentally overdose off
Yeah,
of that.
especially if you like date raping someone and they're doing some sort of other narcotics and
Yeah.
the two doesn't mix.
But that's it, yeah. So
Mm.
they really want him to get looked at. The police won't look at, like, the police are like, yeah, you know. And the thing is, like, it's just a very difficult situation. And then another one, I don't know if you remember this. It was a while ago, a couple of years ago, I think, 2014. There was a lady in New Zealand who fell off of a balcony on her first Tinder date.
Really?
I think it was the 14th floor. Hold on, I'll tell you. Yeah, 14 stories. She met with this guy. Her name was
Yeah. Suspect she didn't make it.
no. Her name was Warina Wright. I think. Yeah, she was 26 years old. She met this guy, and they had a date. It was lekker. They went back to his place, but he was obsessed with recording things. So he had
Video recording.
he had cameras all over his house, and he also, every time somebody came over to his house, he would record on his phone. And they started having a good time. They were drinking, I think probably doing some drugs, I don't know. And then she started freaking out and like hitting him and stuff apparently. So he was like, whatever, but they've got this all on recording. So on the recording, he says to her, if you don't stop, like, you're lucky I don't throw you over my balcony. So then what he did is, apparently she was losing it, and he locked her out on the balcony, and she must have been drunk or she was inebriated in some way, and she tried to escape falling 14 floors.
Oh.
So that was like also a Tinder date gone terribly wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, but like, this is the thing. Like, I mean, I'm someone who has done it. Don't go home with someone on the first date. I've done it. And every time I do it, I'm like,
On the first date.
no, but like, like, you don't necessarily have to do anything, but it's like you're having a good time. You're having a good time, and then it's like, oh, I've got wine at home or something like that.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Let's have some wine at home. Yeah.
That's, you know, or you first in a public place, and then after that public place, you're like, oh, you know, you seem like a nice person.
Yeah, I think there's a few top tips there. I think one of them is try not to go.
Don't do it. Don't, like I said, do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, don't go to his
Nowadays,
house.
I'm much more careful. You know, I don't.
Because you don't know what you're gonna expect. I
You
mean,
don't.
you might have a bunch of friends waiting there
You never know.
to rape you, whatever.
You never know.
And that's tip number one. Number two is don't let him give you any drinks. See how the barman you poured the first one.
And it was way stronger than
Yeah,
yours.
maybe he drugged me. But in any case,
How you
it's-
feeling?
Kinky. But in any case, so always see how the barman pours your drink and where that drink goes to. Don't take shots from like someone if you haven't seen the shot being thrown, anything like that. Because especially in Cape Town, it's a real thing.
It was
Girls
worse in
can-
Joburg.
Yeah, Joburg as well. I'm not that much in Pretoria.
And Pretoria is just like the golden child of South Africa.
And I don't think the Afrikaans people know where to find the eye drops. Like, man, my
That's
farm is-
true. They're just like, ah,
Yeah,
crap.
there's like a sapphire blue isn't working, so I don't know what.
What is sapphire blue?
It's just eye drops to make your eyes
Oh,
red
yeah.
eyes go away. Like IG or something.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So in any case, yeah, just be extremely aware because you do really get bad guys out there,
You do. And
desperate and bad guys who obviously takes the shortcut or the easy route by drugging you in.
yeah, no,
And that's quite sad actually.
it's incredibly sad that this is like the thing that we have to do. But I mean, we were talking about it recently. People want to find love. That's what people want. Like, and obviously not everyone's bad.
Mm.
So it's like, and but people also, they really do frown upon the apps. Like, people will roll their eyes at the apps and be like, ugh, I'm not on there. Like, how do you expect to find someone on there? Like, you know, the amount of
Yeah.
people that I know that have said that, just because you were lucky enough to find your soulmate in high school, like, go away. But
And now they're swinging.
yeah, exactly. They are swingers apps.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm so curious to go on there and see.
But do you need a partner?
No, I don't know.
Takes four to swing.
I don't know. I'll have to get it
You
to
have
see.
to do research.
I'll do the research. I'll take one for the team.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Pleasure. I'll let you know how it goes. But yeah, so I mean, I don't think it's all bad. I don't think that apps are the worst. I think there is a lot of room for other methods of people to meet. I personally love speed dating. I think it's a lot of. I've only done it once, but it was a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
it is quite fun.
It's cool. Cape Town doesn't do it often. Like I really wish that they would do it more, especially like if you have like age brackets, because I see there was one at Stellenbosch. I think it was last night or it's tonight, but it's like cool. It's going to be a bunch of students,
Oh,
and
why not?
I don't want to be a cougar as much as
Or a parent.
or that. Oh, but I could meet some of their parents. Is
Single
your dad
dads.
single?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that there's a lot of room for other ideas, and like I mean, I've mentioned to you a dating podcast, but that's something I'm still working on. But I think it's cool, and I do think that it is possible to find someone that is a good person that you get along with, that you can have a good time. It doesn't necessarily mean it has to be like a forever thing, because I don't know. But I think that it is possible to find nice people.
Look, in a sense, there's not really that big of a difference, a dating app versus going to the bar. The bar, you're also checking out beautiful and ugly people, and then if the girl catches your eye a few times, you're obviously matching in some way, and then you have to go talk to her.
It's true. I've met better people on dating apps than I have at bars.
Yeah,
Bars
so-
have been bad.
Yeah, exactly. So, and also at bars, the guy or the girl gets drunker and a bit weirder. Whilst on dating apps, well, they get weird, but at least they don't get
Have
drunk.
you done any video like dates? Did you do any in lockdown?
No, I don't do that.
It was
I
weird.
did it global in lockdown.
Oh.
I met a girl from Paraguay, one from Germany,
Oh.
one from
Deutschland.
Chile.
Oh.
But I mean, like the Paraguay and Chile one, they only speak Spanish, and it's so lost in translation that you eventually just give up.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So Germany one could at least speak English, but yeah, but it was just nice chats. I mean, it was just kind of cool to have sort of an insight on how they live. Like by far, the Paraguay girl was like the most realistic I've seen. Like she showed me like I don't know, mother or grandmother went to the hospital, and she showed me a picture of the hospital, and it's basically a 3-bedroom house in like in table view. It looks like a 3-bedroom house in table view, and you're like, is that the hospital? And it's just, yeah, I mean, it's still a third world country, and I think they're just a bit more rural than us, but it was kind of cool to see that.
It is kind of cool. I mean, I like it's a cool thing to be able to speak to people all over the world. And I mean, oh, have you noticed how many like foreigners are here at the moment?
Yeah, I know.
Germans specifically.
I haven't seen a lot of Germans, but a lot of Dutch.
I have seen so many Germans and Dutch people. Germans and Dutch. Yeah. So tons of that. And then a lot of people from England as well. It's like they migrate like birds. A lot of them even say that,
Yeah,
that
what
they're
is
here
it
for the
called?
summer.
Like a nomad worker
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Digital nomad.
Yeah, exactly.
So they come here, they kite surf for summer, and then they go back for their summer.
Well, it's fun if you're the type of guy who doesn't really want to commit. That's perfect for you.
Yeah.
It's just 1 month of fun,
Must get like,
and then she can raise the baby in a first world country.
wow.
Wow, and then you get a green card.
That's like,
Unless she's like, no, we're raising the baby in South Africa. Then yeah,
please tell me
Then
you
you-
watched 90 Day Fiance.
and I know a few. I know like, what's that guy who doesn't have a chin?
Oh, Ed.
And,
Okay.
I've seen a few of the things on there, but
So there was a guy from Randfontein with an American,
really,
and they had 2 babies, right? And he wanted, so they were both born in Randfontein, and he wanted them to live here. And she was literally like,
no,
no,
way.
it's not gonna happen.
That's good.
You should watch it. It's,
Wise choice.
Yeah,
Is
why-
it funny?
yeah, so this is 90 Day Fiance after the wedding or whatever it's called. So it's like after they've been married for a while
Okay, I understand. Yeah.
and where they are. So
Uh,
it's really so cringy. You want to just fall into the ground, but you can't stop watching.
That's what probably makes it cringy.
Yeah, it's
I
fantastic.
think the worst show. I think it was on Netflix. was Undateables. Man, it was so cringy.
I
Would-
never watched that.
The premise of it is they take like people. What is the best PC term for this? But it's people with some sort of mental retardation, like either well, they what is it when you swear a lot?
Tourette's.
Yeah, they either have Tourette's or some sort of mental illness, whatever, and they try to match these people with.
Aw.
So you have a guy who lisps going on a date with a girl with Tourette's,
Oh,
and it's
I wouldn't be able to watch that.
it becomes very cringy, and like I mean, some of them are and like autistic people. I mean, that are they make it so awkward, and you're sitting there, like so. What they do is they take like the character and take him to like a dating agency, and they find. But yeah, I mean, it is cringy.
Sure.
Yeah, and you feel sad for these people. I mean, in most cases, they don't find love because.
Listen, I start to wonder, like, I'm 28 and I haven't found love yet. It's like, if they find it, good for them. There's also one called Love on the Spectrum. Very good. Very sad. Cried like a baby, but it's very good.
What's it about?
People with autism.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Shame.
Very good, though. I cried, like, ugly tears of joy. Because people found love. And
I
was like,
thought of something the other day, but I should have done research on it. But the majority of autistic kids I know is male.
It's much more studied in men. So female people with autism and anybody on any spectrum, so it's ADD, autism, that kind of thing, the females are much better at masking it.
Oh, okay.
And they didn't, when they originally did their studies, they did it only in boys. So they're able to tell with boys, but not really so much with girls. And a lot of females live their lives without even realizing that they have it. They just think they're a bit odd. And it turns it, so yeah, it's interesting. Very interesting topic.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah. But anyway, we've
Can
gone
make it
completely-
another podcast.
I'm gonna. I've actually started doing research on it because I was convinced at one point that like I was a bit odd. I was like,
No,
Mom, am I okay?
you're just emotionally bruised, I suppose.
I just like to talk
And
to
there's no
people.
cure for that. Not for you.
It's
whatever
all
you have.
me.
Yeah.
Shame. Anyway, so that I think we've gone through everything. Is there anything else you want to say about dating apps?
No, I'm fine for now.
I think
I'll see you guys on there.
yeah. he's got a profile on them all. There you go. Yeah, I think it's a cool, interesting place to be. I'm probably gonna delete them all soon, but get them again in a couple weeks
Give
time.
me the last one try.
You know, but I see I'll delete them first so that they reset.
Okay.
But yeah, okay. Thank you so much for allowing me to use your wonderful studio.
It's my pleasure.
What is it called?
Old Mountain Studios.
Old Mountain Studios for anybody who wants to record anything, a porno, a podcast, a video. you
Mostly
can-
porno.
Mostly porn, I can tell.
No, it's any podcasts, any online courses, even audio. If you want to record an audiobook or narrate a movie or anything, you can.
Can people record music here or not so much?
No,
Okay, no music, sorry.
no, we don't want to invite those crowd. I'm joking. The studio isn't set up for music or musical instruments. So it's the mics and stuff is just set up for voices and not instruments.
So yeah, if anybody ever wants to record, what's it? Old Mountain Studio.
Yes,
Old Mountain Studio in Salt River, not Woodstock,
it's on the border.
in Cape Town.
Yeah.
So that is that. So if anybody's ever keen for that, you can also always just message me and I can give you the details, or you can they Google it?
I do have a website. And
There's a
everything.
website.
And there's an Instagram page and a YouTube channel and everything.
I knew that.
The whole setup.
I knew that.
But yeah, I just want to say if there are any girls that are offended, it's all just for the fun of it.
Yeah, this is just for the chats.
Yeah.
Don't get offended. Just be chill, man. Meditate.
Don't cancel culture yet.
Yeah, please don't cancel.
Let me just get a few things in before you cancel. I don't want to
That's
cancel
what he
something
said.
small. Yeah. Just give me 5 or 6 goes and then you can cancel.
But anyway, guys.
There was there was a joke. We always used to joke with the morning after pill. So the morning after pill lasts 72 hours. So and it was expensive at the time. So don't just use don't just use it for once. I mean, you have 72 hours.
No.
That's a good way of spending money.
No, it's not.
But anyway, don't take that advice. I don't know if it's going to work if you have more than one.
Ladies, if you come across a Deets, don't match with him.
Yeah. Thanks.
Kidding. Anyway,
Okay.
thank you so much for listening, everybody. If you want to find me on social media, it's Cup of Taboo. Pretty much everywhere. On Instagram, it's cupoftaboo_podcast. If you want to email me, it's cupoftaboo@gmail.com. And yeah, I really appreciate it. If you want to carry on listening, please do. That would be nice. And you can now leave a rating on Spotify. I did not know that. So go leave me a 5-star. Thank you. But anyway, come back next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.